Hey guys, welcome to the second episode of the Saturday Ortho Show with your orthopedic surgeon, Dr. Santhosh Jacob. This show is coming to you from the lovely hill station of, you guessed it, Kodaikanal, and we will be looking at three important things today. One is, when somebody has a disc issue like a disc bulge, why do some people require surgery and why do others just get better with exercise and medication? The second thing is, we will be looking at tinnitus, that is a sound which you hear in the absence of any actual sound as a complication of the mRNA vaccines in the US. And the third part is, we will be looking at 3 exercises for sacroiliac joint pain, and after that I'll be answering some of the questions which you asked me from the last week's show. All right, getting straight to the point. So if you're somebody who has low back pain or you've been diagnosed with a disc bulge or a protrusion or an extrusion, we will come to all those terms, and you want to understand if you have a good chance that exercise, physiotherapy, medication could sort you out, or will you need surgery. This is the video for you, okay? Just watch it. So we need to understand that a disc is actually a circular ring, and it has an outer layer which is known as the nucleus annulus, which is nice, hard and rubbery, and an inner layer which is like jelly, or the nucleus pulposus. These two are wedged in between two vertebral bones, and this is where movement occurs in the disc. So when there is some abnormal pressure or movement or trauma or stress, the disc can move out of place. So when it moves out of place, right behind the disc is your spinal cord. So the spinal cord is the tail of the brain which carries all information from our brain to the rest of the body. But just imagine if the outer layer is stressed, thinned out, and it bulges, but it is still intact. The integrity of the outer layer is intact, but there is still a bulge, and this bulge goes and irritates the spinal cord. If you have a problem like this, your symptoms will be the same as with somebody who has a tear of the outer layer. So what happens sometimes is the inner layer or the nucleus pulposus goes out through a tear in the outer membrane, and it occupies the spinal canal where your spinal cord is. And sometimes if the disc material is pushed out on the side where the spinal cord divides into its spinal nerves on the right or on the left, you can have pain on the right side or on the left side. With exercise, physiotherapy, medication, and even sometimes epidural injections, if it is only a disc bulge where the outer layer is intact, where the annulus is intact, many times it settles. But if you have a tear in the annulus, then it can be divided into 3 stages actually. The first stage is a stage of disc protrusion, where a little bit of material comes out. The next stage is extrusion, where more of it comes out, and the final stage is sequestration. If it reaches a stage of extrusion or sequestration, most of the time you require surgery, because just understand, it's very difficult for material which comes out of a hole to go back inside. And so it has to be removed from that region where it has already escaped, where it shouldn't be there in the first place. And that is the reason we require surgery sometimes to remove the material. It is known as a discectomy, and that helps a lot of people. But what I would suggest is, definitely try non-surgical modalities first for a period of 6 weeks. Or if you feel that non-surgical modalities are aggravating your pain, then definitely think of surgery. Alright guys, I hope that I've cleared out this part of why some people need surgery and some people don't. Let's next go to tinnitus. In May or June, I always keep searching for new complications of vaccines, okay? Because I believe in vaccines, but I also believe that we need to identify what are the side effects, and we need to notify the authorities so that the public is informed that these are the possible side effects that you could be having when you're taking the vaccine. And I came across tinnitus in May. So tinnitus is something where you can just hear a constant ringing sound. It can be ringing for somebody, it can be a sound of a higher or a lower decibel for other people, but it is constantly present in the absence of an actual external sound. Just imagine, it could be really irritating. You're constantly hearing a ging sound which is going on in your ear. So by May, June, around 2,200 individuals were identified with this tinnitus post-vaccine, and this symptom and this complication was brought out because one of the vaccine researchers at Mayo Clinic experienced this symptom. So a little bit about this complication. It is a reversible complication, but sometimes it takes more than 2 to 3 months to recover. So if any of you after the vaccine are having any tinnitus or ringing in the ears, the reason is that immunological change which the vaccine creates could cause a change in your inner ear or middle ear mechanism, and that causes the tinnitus. I'm not an expert on it, but if any of you are having this symptom, next week I'm having Dr. Vidyadharan, who's an ENT specialist and a head and neck surgeon. Most importantly, he's my classmate from university, and we know each other for a very long time, and I have invited him to come and share his perspective on what this is, how it can be treated, and what to do if it continues. Coming to the third part, many of you had asked me about exercises for the sacroiliac joint pain video, which was the first episode of our Saturday Ortho show, which I did. If any of you are just watching this show and you haven't watched the first episode, please watch it. It's about sacroiliitis, and here are the exercises for sacroiliitis. These exercises are being shown by Lalita, who's our physiotherapist, and she will be explaining each of these exercises.
First exercise, to do this exercise, we have to be in a lying down position first. Lie by your back. Let us consider that my painful side is right side. So, I am bending my right side knee and hooking the toes under the straightened knee. After that, I am slowly rotating my body towards the painless side. I am holding in this position for 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slowly come back to normal position. This has to be repeated for 5 times.
Second exercise. For this exercise also, we have to lie by our back.
Then slowly bend your painful side knee, and by using your fingers, hold the knee tightly towards your chest. After that, slowly press your knee against the hands. Press, slowly relax. Again, press, hold for 5 seconds, then slowly relax. This has to be repeated for 5 times.
Third exercise. To do this exercise, you can use a stool or a steps in your house. My painful side is right. So, I am placing my right side foot over the stool. After that, I am slowly going forward until I am reaching the end position. After that, I am holding the same position for 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then slowly come back to the normal position.
The end of the episode, and we are back to Chennai now. I hope you found this episode useful. The next week is going to be about osteoarthritis of the knee and this new thing we keep hearing about, that is PRP or platelet-rich plasma in osteoarthritis. So if you're somebody who has knee pain and you want to know about PRP in osteoarthritis, log on to the Saturday Ortho show hosted by Dr. Santhosh Jacob. Also guys, before I forget, press like, share and subscribe. Also do press the notification button so that you get an update every time I post a new video. Alright guys, signing off. See you soon in the next episode, which is platelet-rich plasma in osteoarthritis. Bye-bye.